Hello. Good morning, Tina. Good afternoon, baby. That's what it is. Tina says good afternoon, chat. Miss Sean, I'm at work. I'm going to be listening. Everybody have a great Monday. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. Hey, Eb. Hey, baby. Let me see if this is going to let me chat up in her. That's the thing I don't like. Um, Eb, can you put in the chat to please like, comment, and share so I can pin it to the top? Cause I don't know why that's why I don't like streaming from this one, cause it don't give me a place to comment. Thank you, babe. Thank you, boo. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. Right now I got my good babes, Tina and Eb with me. Yeah. Y'all see my solar system? That's what I call it. It's actually leftover decorations from my Christmas decor. And I just haven't taken it down. All right, babe. Thank you. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. Ray Ray from PA. How you doing, love? Good afternoon, Wanda. All the way from Cali. All right, you bringing the sunshine over here. Me and Ray Ray, we need that. Shit, I'm tired of this cloudy, rainy stuff. It's cold. Thank you for bringing some of that Cali sunshine and Ebb with the Florida oranges and stuff. Yes, bring it. So I'm gonna get started, guys. Since there's at least 10 people in here, if y'all could please, others, hit the like button, please. Wanda says, I'll give you some sun. Thank you, boo. It feels so good. It feels so good. But yes. Oh, you moved to Vegas. Well, you know what? You trader. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Okay. Well, you bring in some of that sand and some of that heat. Yes. I love it. All of y'all are in all of your warm states. It's okay. Guess what? I ain't got to deal with no bugs, no insects, none, till about June. All right, Shawnee. She says, hello. I'm in California as well. Okay, y'all. Okay. Not too much on all that heat and sunshine with your little golden and chocolate selves. I'm just fine. I am just fine. Give it a minute. I'll be there too. I love you, babes. Thank y'all for coming in and joining me. I am going to further my series of how the system failed her. Okay? First, I'm going to read the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1978. Allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use permitted by copyright statute that educational and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Again, this is my copyright disclaimer. This morning, guys, we are going to talk about how the system failed a beautiful, beloved Relisha Rudd, right? Relisha Rudd I believe, was an 8-year-old who can't be found. Nobody knows where she is. And it's all, it's all inclusive with her mother and another wicked man, right? So let's just start right here, and you guys make sure to let me know if y'all can hear it, okay?
Where do you think Alicia is right now?
I honestly can't answer that.
Do you think Alicia's alive?
Yeah,
Why do you think that?
she left
Can y'all hear
bad.
that?
She had a mouth on her. Her mouth was sassy, but not too sassy.
Your daughter drew lots of pictures, as you can see, but Alicia did this.
She says, I love my mom.
It's a lot going on as far as missing relation.
The relation I love you.
So people are asking the question, who failed Alicia? Who do you think failed Alicia? So what happened to Alicia Rudd? Good evening, I'm Jan Jeff Coates.
And I'm Derek McGinney. The 8-year-old girl was last seen March the 1st with Khalil Tatum, that janitor at the homeless shelter where she lived with her family.
Tatum was found dead in Kenilworth Park after taking his own life and any information he had about Alicia. We uncovered Tatum's criminal past before he was hired at the DC General Homeless Shelter. And now tonight, you're going to hear from Alicia's family, including her mother, all who say they trusted Khalil Tatum.
Now today, the police chief admitted that little girl may never, ever be found.
Bruce LaShan spoke with Chief Kathy Lanier.
Yeah, Jen and Derek, frustrating, depressing, tragic. The chief says they will keep looking for Alicia, but the sad reality is that we missed by a wide mark those first 3 hours that are critical when it comes to saving an abducted child. Is it possible you may never find Alicia?
You know, I hate to say that. We're going to continue looking, but it is possible. It is possible.
Chief Kathy Lanier says tips continue to come in, about 5 a day. People who knew Alicia's suspected abductor, Khalil Tatum, people who know the area. But none so far have led to the 8-year-old who lived in a homeless shelter and was last seen alive more than 1 month ago.
What really hurt us was not even becoming aware of her being missing until almost 3 full weeks after the last time she was seen.
Right.
That's a killer.
Also frustrating. Fake tips and hoax Facebook sites, like this one of someone claiming to be Khalil Tatum and claiming Alicia is really his daughter.
How angry are you that people would be creating jokes about this missing 8-year-old kid?
Well, I mean, we realized right away that this is not real and that somebody is doing it as a hoax.
But the chief discounted public suspicions that the janitor at the shelter might have been involved in child porn or child sex trafficking.
That is not something that we believe that he was heavily involved in.
Chief Lanier not convinced Alicia was sold into sex trafficking, but tonight Andrea McCarran talks to other activists who fear that she might have been.
If they're vulnerable, then they're at risk.
Alicia Rudd may be just 8 years old, but that's not too young for the world of sex trafficking.
There's kids as young as 5, 6, 7.
The average.
Now, y'all see, the problem I got with that is not with this lady, but from what the chief said. How do you come to that conclusion that we don't think that's not something we think he's involved in? How the hell do you know? And why are you ruling that out? Right? So that's what happens when the babies look like us. That's what happens when the baby's complexion ain't right for the connection. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Because nothing is ruled out when it comes to those that looks like this chief. Nothing at all. Nothing. Tina says, I'll bring some of that good old Virginia weather in here. I know that's right, boo. Bring it on. We need it. But yeah, nothing is ruled out when it comes to those people that look like this chief, right? Chief of police, okay? With the gray eyes and the blonde hair. I'm just keeping it a bean. I'm just telling it the way that it is. Nothing is ruled out. But when it come to babies that look like us, oh no, that's not what we think the situation is. That's not what we think he's involved in. He's involved with the disappearance of an 8-year-old. How do you rule out anything? And so perhaps you ruling stuff out is the reason why we, the public, who really cares, who's wanting to stand in the gap, don't know where she is. Okay.
Average age of entry into this dark and devastating underworld is 13.
A child who's a victim of sex trafficking and sexual exploitation cannot go to school, is most likely not able to speak unless they're asked to speak. They can't even go to the bathroom without getting permission. They're probably having sex with 5 to 10 men a night.
And it's happening here in the nation's capital, where wealth and power are next door neighbors to poverty and despair.
And a trip to McDonald's could mean the world to a child like her.
Exploited Children is assisting in the ongoing search for the little girl with a sweet smile and a lifetime ahead of her.
There's been such intense pressure to find this child. You know, you would think now, even if someone had this child, that they would be willing to return her.
He says child sex trafficking is a larger problem than many imagine because it's no longer in the open. It's moved from the street corner, in many cases, to the internet.
The possibility of child sex trafficking is a possibility, but I think it's just one of the many possibilities that could be out there.
Considering the grisly alternatives, it may be the best option.
I hope that sex trafficking is what's going on, because that would mean that she has value to someone and they maybe wouldn't kill her.
About the Amber Alert activated only in D.C.
I only have the authority to issue in my own jurisdiction, but as soon as that Amber Alert is issued in the jurisdiction, we make a request through emergency management that Amber Alert that we issue here in D.C. be pushed out through MNET, which is an emergency management network, across the country.
Just 3 days earlier, the chief denied our findings that outside D.C., there were no Relisha Amber Alerts.
That's not true. I actually looked into that when I got that allegation. The Amber Alert was issued as far north as Pennsylvania and Delaware and as far south as Florida.
Now y'all hear that live?
Information.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? That is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They sit up there and they lie, and so what? Do they believe that people don't believe their ears? Or what is it? You think that we in some kind of way forgot what you said? You clearly said that when you put out the Amber Alert locally in your jurisdiction, which in this case is DC, that you then hope that the information reaches. But then when somebody turn around and ask you about what you said, you say, yeah, no, that's a lie. Because I actually looked into it when I heard the allegation. Why did you have to look into what you said, lady? That's what you said, chief of police of DC. But then you turn around and you said that it reached as far south as Florida. That ain't what you said before. So do y'all see how the system in this particular instance is starting to crumble? Oh, but y'all, I tell y'all, it started way before Relisha. It started way before Relisha.
About the Amber Alert activated only in D.C.
I only have the authority to issue in my own jurisdiction, but as soon as that Amber Alert is issued in the jurisdiction, we make a request through emergency management that Amber Alert that we issue here in D.C. be pushed out through MNET, which is an emergency management network, across the country.
Just 3 days earlier, the chief denied our findings that outside D.C., there were no Relisha Amber Alerts.
That's not true. I actually looked into that when I got that allegation. The Amber Alert was issued as far north as Pennsylvania and Delaware and as far south as Florida.
If that had only been true, TV stations across the East Coast would have been broadcasting Relisha's disappearance. But our investigation found the Amber Alert was only activated in the District of Columbia. And last month, except for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, where stories had aired, when we checked our Gannett sister stations and CBS affiliates from Delaware and Pennsylvania.
Good afternoon, Miss Steptoe. How are you, love? Thank you for joining us. We're covering further into my series of how the system failed her. And this her today is about the story of Relisha Rudd, the 8-year-old that went missing and has never been found. Okay? That's what we're covering, babe.
To Florida, none had done a single story on Relisha Rudd, as they would had an Amber Alert actually been issued in their states. But that all changed March 27th. At our request, stations WUSA 9 contacted in every state agreed to run a story on Relisha Rudd. But that was 7 days after that DC-only Amber Alert was issued. The timeline issued tonight doesn't show police even notifying other states about Relisha until 2 days after the DC Amber Alert was sounded. It was several days later police released a key clue, surveillance video of Tatum taking Relisha Rudd into a DC motel room. The video is date marked February 26th, shopping bags in the hands of 8-year-old Relisha Rudd as she walks down the motel room hallway with the now dead suspect, Khalil Tatum. Family members say on that day, Tatum took her shopping, saying she needed a swimsuit for what he told them would be a swim party at this Holiday Inn Express on Bladensburg Road Northeast.
But mind you, y'all, nobody else was ever seen going into this Holiday Inn Express and Suites. No one but him, Tatum, and Relisha, her 8-year-old self. 8, y'all. She was 8 years old. What were y'all doing at 8 years old? Because I tell y'all, while y'all think about it, I tell y'all, listen, I was busy trying to find my my favorite pajamas, okay, which at the time was Pocahontas. Yeah, Pocahontas was my favorite. Trying to find me some socks to match, right? Because even though we had carpet, I still like to keep socks on my feet. I was trying to take a bath and get in front of the fan and watch TV because I couldn't go back outside, right? And when I did go back outside, I was riding my bike with the banana seat and the little pom-poms and stuff hanging from the handlebars, right? And I had to have a banana seat as to protect, the girl down there. You understand what I'm saying? And I had little barrettes and bows and stuff in my hair, and I just wanted to ride my bike up and down the doggone street until all of my other friends came outside. And then when they came outside, we doing Twila Elite, okay? We jumping rope and wearing our sandals with our toes hanging over the edge. We were 8 years old, right? We were getting dirty, okay? We were trying to get money so that we can get to the corner store to get some penny candy, because that's when penny candy was really a penny. Good afternoon, Miss T. Thank you for joining us. Right? That's what I was doing at 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't walking through a goddamn motel or a hotel holding the hands of a man that wasn't part of my family. The rest of my family, he didn't come around the family gatherings, or I just was not doing that. At 8 years old, we used to go to the Caribana every year in Toronto, Canada. And if If a child was running through the hallway or walking through the hallway, you best believe she was not by herself and neither was he. It was all a gang of us kids running to get to the room where we could go to play while the adults was doing the adult thing. That's what I was doing at 8 years old. So shame on any freaking family member that gave this monster the permission to take this child anywhere. This monster had a wife. Mind you, none of these family members ever spoke to the wife. These bitches was okay talking to this man. And, you know, every story that I researched about this, no reporter ever asked these bitches, did you ever talk to his wife? Did you ever meet his wife? Did y'all ever give permission to his wife? No, it was always, he said, he told us, he. Because, you know, he wanted to take Relisha so that she could play with his daughter. He said him and his wife, they never met her. I dare say that if the news networks had never brought life of a wife, they never would have even known what this woman looked like. And I have to tell y'all that from my research, she was innocent in it all. She was. But I believe she saw some stuff. And so what ultimately happened to her, he felt it necessary so that he could take it to his grave. But Relisha's mama, for the lack of what I really want to call her, Relisha's aunties, grandmama, they would know that their baby niece and granddaughter and daughter was with a man. And they were quite all right with it. One of them even said, because, you know, I didn't get a feeling when I was talking to him. I didn't get that kind of feeling. And so one reporter did ask, what made you guys think that it was okay? And this chick said, well, I thought it was okay because I have kids a lot. You know, if I'm going to the park, I'll say, y'all want to come to the park with us? And we'll go to the park. You're a female, you're a mom, and you have your children. So, and the neighborhood kids or the kids around your street or whatever that you're asking, those parents see you every day. They see you with the other children, dumbass, going to the park. So what do you mean? That's why you didn't feel anything. That's why you didn't think anything was wrong with that. Everything was wrong with it, and it had nothing to do with you. The circumstances were not the same. Are you serious, you dumbass? But I digress.
Rick says the motel does have an indoor pool. On that day, shortly before this surveillance video shows Khalil Tatum leading Relisha Rudd by the hand into that DC motel room, family members say he dropped by her aunt's home with Relisha. And when he found out she didn't have a swimsuit, he said he'd buy her one before going to that motel.
And as we mentioned, that was February 26th, just days before family members would lose track of who was taking care of Relisha.
And when her grandmother claims Tatum may have taken her to Atlanta. When was the last time you saw her?
Physically, the last time I saw her was when that video that was put on Instagram.
Okay.
That was filmed in here.
That was was March 1st. Melissa Young says she called Tatum on March 12th to see if he could fix Relisha's tablet he bought for her.
I say, Mr. Tatum, have you talked to Relisha or do you have Relisha? His answer to me was no, he don't have her. So then he said, do you know where I am? And I'm like, yeah, you should be home getting ready to go out of town on your trip. This is when he was going to Atlanta, Georgia. So he was like, yeah, you're right, but I'm already in Atlanta, Georgia. He said, we're already in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm like, who? You, your wife, your daughter, and your granddaughter? That's when he says to me, no, me, my wife, Relisha, my granddaughter, and my daughter.
What were they doing there?
He went on some type of, he told me it was a retreat. I don't know. But he told Mika it was a medical thing or something.
Young says before she hung up, she told Tatum to bring Relisha home by Sunday the 16th for a birthday party, and then immediately called her daughter Shamika.
Did y'all hear that? She said, okay, well, make sure you bring my granddaughter home by Sunday. She said, she done heard this man backtrack, flip-flop, whatever you want to call it. I call it a lie about who he was with. Right? Had he seen Relisha? He told her no. And then turned around and said, but I'm with Relisha, my wife, my granddaughter, and my daughter. And your nappy head ass, your tack head ass, don't think to say, well, what hotel are y'all staying in? Because I don't have any of this information. Do you not have the wherewithal, you tack head, to just act like you give a damn? To just throw him off his square? No, you didn't. You tackhead. You said bring her home by Sunday for a birthday party. That's what you said. You said bring her home by Sunday, okay? Because I'm her grandma and I really do care about her. Even though you just lied to me. She didn't say that. She said bring her home by Sunday, okay? For a birthday party. Because I'm a tackhead. My daughters are tackheads. We really are some poor excuses of parents. And so we're going to let you keep our beloved as long as you like. Just be sure to have her home by Sunday, okay? Have fun. People really make me sick. People really make me sick. They really do.
Say, Shamika, did you know your daughter was out of town with Mr. Tatum and his family? She says, when he asked me, can she go? I told him, no, don't take her. How do you know? I said, because I just called him.
Tatum never showed up that Sunday with Relisha, but Young...
The mama said, I told him no. Don't take her. But how do you know? She said, because I just called him. Okay, wait a minute. You called as a woman to speak to this man. You, as a woman, don't ask to speak to his wife? Really? You don't ask to speak to this man's wife? All you want to talk to with your sorry tackhead ass is him. Do y'all see a pattern here? Naziah Harris, anybody? All they want to talk to is the man. That's all they care about is what the man is doing, what the man said. Don't nobody want to connect to the wife. Don't nobody want to have the important appropriate conversation with the appropriate people. There's nothing but little girls. Why, you tackhead woman, you tackhead wannabe mother, send your daughter? Why don't you, like the household, the Harris household, ever ask, why you don't want to take my son? I got 2 sons. Why you always want my daughter? Good afternoon, Tracy. Catch that replay, baby. Catch that replay. Yes. Thank you, boo. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah. So, the mother got sons. But she's always sending her daughter, her firstborn. Naziah was the Harris household first granddaughter. Yeah. Yeah, take her. Yep. Oh, you gonna buy her something? Okay, thank you. Y'all have fun, okay? Bring her back Sunday, boo. Even though you just lied to me. Even though you just lied to me, and her mama telling me she told you not to take her nowhere. But you go on and have fun. Bring her back Sunday, okay? For that birthday party. These tech heads sure do know how to throw up a birthday party, don't they? Oh, they know how to do that. Real good. Do they know how to bathe these children and love on these babies and rub them down with oil and lotion and make them feel pretty and make sure that their hair is done properly for school every day? Do they make sure that their clothes are presentable and laundered properly? Do they make sure that their homework is done so that they can walk in school with confidence that they know the schoolwork, they got their lesson, and they are prepared for the next day at school? No. Do they send their kids to school prepared to participate in class and smile at everybody and be a productive student in class? No. Do they make sure that they're ready for lunch so that, they perhaps even have a home prepared lunch so that they get the daily nutrition that a growing child needs? No. Is that baby showing up for class every day with a smile on her face and a dance in her step? Is her son showing up for school just skipping along like boys do, where you have to tell them, stop running? Because that's what kids do. No. None of that. In fact, we're going to learn that there was reports made of excessive absences for the children. See, so this neglect went far beyond Relisha. It was all of the kids, but Relisha was the one that was allowed to take the hand of a monster and led her into nowhere, into an abyss of chaos. Chaos. None of the video that are shown of Relisha is she clothed properly. Is her hair done? That kind of picture. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that my daughter walked around with her hair done every day, all day. No. When we at home, hell, my hair may not be combed, but I'm talking about you recording your child. Every freaking recording that I saw of this child, her hair was not combed properly. Mismatched socks. The clothes were dirty. I'm just calling it like I see it. In one video, caught them just at home chilling. Another video, okay, they was at home chilling a lot. But a third video and every video, no, that's a pattern, damn it. Y'all just really some tackheads. Like your baby can never be clean. Her hair can never be properly beautified with barrettes and bows and ribbons and colorful things. She's a little girl. What's wrong with people, man? You had nothing else to do but take care of your kids, but we're gonna find out that no, that's not the case. She had other stuff to do. She had other stuff that was way more important to her sorry ass. This chick is literally pathetic. She's disgusting. She really is. Like, her story for her never got greater. She never had a glow up. Some of us, we start out, we kind of at the bottom because we're a product of our environment. Nobody taught us stuff. We had to learn as we moved along. I get it. Relisha would be, if I'm not mistaken, 20 years old today. She would be just about 20 years old today. So this skank of a mother has had damn near 20 years to better her circumstances, to grow, to learn, to become knowledgeable of all the things that has happened to her, all of the shortcomings that she had that her children fell victim to. She's had damn near 20 years to come up out of that. Hell, we had money thrown around during that CVD era, and man, people who ain't never worked a day in their life was cashing $1,000 checks and going shopping and buying stuff that they only saw on TV. This chick didn't have the wherewithal to get with none of that. Free money. Free. President Biden made sure we had it. Free. Free health care, free food stamps. You didn't even have to pay your damn rent. Come on now. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Y'all tell me, how did y'all favor during that COVID era? Damn, why I keep saying area. That era. How did y'all fare through that? Did y'all get away with a couple of $100 for stamps? Did y'all have somebody that y'all could go get some stamps from and go grocery shopping for a good year? Did y'all, get away with not paying your light bill for a few months and y'all could actually go and splurge on that dining room set that you wanted? You know what I mean? Without the fear of your shit getting cut off. Come on now, because we all did. I know I did. I ain't afraid to tell it. I'm not afraid to tell it. I did. Wherever we could, we did. Why not? Rich people do it all the time. Wherever they could get away with what they could get away with, they got away with it. Okay, come on now, somebody. What? Oh, they not turning nothing off? Oh, well then shit. They go that light bill, that gas bill. I'm going to get my hair braided because that shit costs $400. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Man, who got some stamps? Who got some stamps? Can I get, I'm on the phone. Yo, you know somebody with some stamps? Because I know so-and-so, yeah. Bree, she went down there last. Can you check us? Okay. till I got her. And I'm going to give her more than half. I'm going to give her, yep, till I want all of them. What? Man, listen. It was more motherfucking deep freezers flying off the shelves at the Orville's appliance stores and shit. Come on now. Come on, Eb. Y'all got to speak to me, somebody. Come on up out them bushes. But this chick was such a tackhead that she couldn't even get in on the free shit. Her babies couldn't even get in on the free shit. Yeah. And I mean the boys, because Relisha was gone. So what I am saying is, as of today, or maybe with the exception of, a few years, she still was a tackhead. She still was a liar. And so the hell is her family. In D.C.
Claims Tatum called her the very next morning.
Before he fled, he was like, I took Relisha to school, and I'm looking at the calendar. I know what day it is, and I know school is closed.
Great interview, Jan. And
But did she call the police? Did she call the police? Did she say, Because when I asked you, did you see her? You said no. But then you turn around and you said, yeah, I'm already in Atlanta and I'm with my wife and Relisha and my daughter and my granddaughter. And then you turn around and you say, I took her to school, but there's no school this particular day. So I'm assuming it's either a holiday, a national holiday, or it's the freaking weekend. So, lady, did you call the police? Immediately. He's in Atlanta. You know where he is. Did you call the police? Did you call the police?
we are really trying so hard to understand and imagine how anyone would let you just take your child, take your child
I
away.
know, it's so crazy, and as a mom to a little girl myself, it is just heartbreaking. So you might ask yourself, how long did the family and Relisha know Tatum, and why did they let him take her so many times? I'm a mom of a daughter. You have a daughter. You have a granddaughter.
I have 4 daughters.
So I know. So is it weird for you for like this man to be taking your granddaughter? I don't know did it make you feel uncomfortable that a man's taking your daughter somewhere?
It did, but then I looked at it because, like, me, myself, personally, I do the same thing. I take people's kids with me as well. I get permission from the parent.
Relisha Rudd and Khalil Tatum's relationship began in the D.C. General Homeless Shelter cafeteria. Relisha's mother and grandmother say the 8-year-old and her siblings used to wake up and head to cafeteria for breakfast.
If the parents is not with the kids when they go into the cafeteria, they're not going to feed them because, a lot of times for breakfast the food is hot. So I understand that rule. But when Mr. Tatum saw that the kids wasn't getting breakfast, he took it upon himself to start feeding Shamika's 4 kids.
Melissa Young began to notice Tatum, the shelter janitor, hanging around Relisha. She asked her daughter Shamika who he was.
My daughter says, Mom, that's Mr. Tatum. I say, but it's not going to look right for your daughter to go. She said, Mom, she going to play with the granddaughter. It's fine. Every time my granddaughter comes back, she tell me, I had fun with Mr. Tatum's granddaughter. I want to go back.
Melissa Young adds that all the attention Tatum was paying to Shamika's children was something the family had grown used to.
People just love Shamika kids. So it wasn't strange.
No, lady. People did not just love Shamika's kids. People saw Shamika's kids as needing someone to love them. There's a difference. Good afternoon, Bridget. How are you, love? Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, love. So, as I was saying, no, lady, people didn't just love her kids. They recognized the fact that those kids needed love. There's a difference. There's a damn difference. They noticed that these kids were on a constant basis coming into the cafeteria, and they're supposed to be supervised by an adult and preferably your parent, because this is a shelter, right? And then they have to just sit there and wait for supervision to come along, because apparently the breakfasts that were being served were hot in temperature, and, you know, to keep themselves free of liability, they wouldn't serve the kids until someone was there with them. And then, lo and behold, here comes Captain Save the Kids, acting like he all, concerned and stuff. And he gonna step in and play stepdaddy while the kids is in the cafeteria. When all along, he ain't doing nothing but grooming Relisha. Y'all heard what I said. He was grooming her. He was grooming her. He was making everyone around, everybody that's watching, he was making sure that they were paying attention. He was making sure that they saw that he was caring for the children. He knew what he planned on doing later on. He knew exactly what he planned on doing. And they let him. Because this grandmother here says, oh no, I saw nothing wrong with it, because, see, I did the same thing. You don't even know this man. But you're going off of your daughter, who is an active drug addict, a professional homeless person, never employed, having lost her children relentlessly. Like this female didn't have her kids for a longer period of time than she did. And you, as the grandmother, are trusting her decision making. I'm sorry, what? You're trusting her decision making. Really? Okay.
Strange for us to see that somebody was doing something, in their time of need.
And the more Tatum did, the more the family trusted him.
I've been around this.
Told you.
If he is getting off from work and he's coming down, going on his way home, and he see me walking, he will pick me up and give me a ride. So
oh man, that just made him, Peter Pan of the goddamn neighborhood, didn't it? Oh man, he's such a nice guy. He gives me a ride, Eb. Yeah, it's crazy. Because he gives me a ride. I'm on my way home and he stops and gives me a ride. Well, why don't we just call him Peter Pan? Why don't we? Because he's here or superhero, because he's here to save the world. He's here to save us. Because as soon as he pulled up, my legs ain't work no more. As soon as he pulled up, my feet couldn't work anymore. Soon as he pulled up, I was just obligated to take this ride. Not to say that everyone who offers a ride is on something nefarious. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, don't use that as a reason why you trusted this man with your granddaughter and not your grandsons. Did you not have the wherewithal to question Shamika why she never sent her sons? Why he never asked for your grandsons? That's what I'm talking about. Tackheads. Thinking like them, moving like them, living like them. Straight tackheads. They couldn't even do their damn hair to be interviewed by the news network. Hello, somebody.
And I didn't get no uncomfortable feeling.
That's why she says they allowed Tatum to take Relisha, but she adds it was never supposed to be permanent.
Shamika never made no type of deals with him for her daughter. She never exchanged her daughter for nothing. She never showed her daughter to him.
Excuse me, what?
And coming your way.
Wait. Whoa. Did she just did she just say she never exchanged her for anything? Did she say, Bridget, come on, y'all, talk to me. Talk to me, right? Did she say she never made any deals? She never exchanged anything? Bitch! Well, what the hell do you call your granddaughter? What do you call your granddaughter, lady? And frankly, you don't know what the hell he gave your crackhead ass daughter. You don't know. You don't know what he gave her. Let's keep it a bean, everybody. You know what your daughter Shamika is telling you. That's all you know. You weren't there. You know what she's telling you, or you know what he's saying to you. Which I dare say neither one of them are trustworthy at all. Yes, Eb, they have lost their ever-loving mind. They've lost their minds. That is the truth. That is the truth. And her grandmother ought to be ashamed of her tackhead ass self. She really ought to be ashamed.
After the break, Jan's haunting conversation with Shamika Young, Relicia's mother. In the meantime, Relicia's story has moved us all, but we have to remember she's not the only victim. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says tens of thousands of kids have been taken by non-family members, including 8 who are 8 years old right now. Here are 3 of their photos, and we're going to show you more of them later on in our broadcast.
And from the haunting stills snapped by volunteers at the Homeless Children's Playtime Project.
I just hope and pray every day that she comes back home safe to her family.
Help us find out missing.
We know Relisha hated living in the shelter, and we know the city worried about her well-being at home for years. Workers at Relisha's old school say she sometimes turned up in filthy clothes, dirty hair, and an empty stomach.
See?
Children's Playtime Project.
Sean B ain't got to lie, y'all. I don't embellish or exaggerate. I do my research. I'm not here to speculate. I'm here to show y'all and bring y'all what I find. Y'all heard what he said, right? Showed up with dirty hair. And come on, y'all. We didn't all been kids outside playing. And your mama, your grandmother, your auntie, whomever is caring for you. What you doing all that dirt in your hair? And you got to go through the task of, if you got braids, you was lucky as hell, because all you had to do was put some shampoo in that and just rinse it out and agitate it as good as you could. But if you messed around and had a ponytail and you had all that dirt in your hair, yeah, you was up under that water. If you had as much hair as I did, you was up under that water for about an hour, feeling like you was about to drown. But did they not say that this poor baby came to school with dirty clothes, dirty hair, and an empty belly? What did I just say about 15 minutes ago? See, because people going to stop playing on Miss Sean B's name, because what I bring to y'all with the research that I find. Like I said, I'm not here to speculate, exaggerate, or lie. I'm bringing you what I find with news networks and things of that nature, documentaries and things like that, right? I ain't come here to lie to y'all. I didn't come here to embellish a damn thing when the truth will do. Add something on it for what? They said the baby came to school with dirty hair and dirty clothes. What do I need to add to that to make it any worse than what it already is? Because if that's not bad enough for you, then I question you. Right? I question you. This mother was utterly disgusting. Listen, full transparency. When I was a single mother and it was just me and my daughter and I didn't have a washing machine and dryer, you can go F yourself if you thought my daughter was going outside with some dirty clothes on, because I, as a mother, I'm bent over that tub and I'm washing my baby's clothes by hand. Stop playing with me. Somebody talk. Talk to me, y'all. I'm washing my baby's clothes in the tub. I'm hanging them in the dining room, the living room. I'm hanging them over chairs and over the couch and over the shower rack or whatever, so that tomorrow my baby can wear clean clothes. Can I get a witness, somebody? That's right, Ed. Been there, done that. Come on now. I dare say that unless you planned your life perfectly or it was mapped out for you, that you ain't really seen parenthood until you felt that kind of hardship. Hello? You can't tell me you got it in the mud if you didn't have to do that. What? Steptoe said facts. My son never went to school dirty. I did the same thing. You better talk about it. You better talk about it. And only those of us that's done come up out of that, that's proud of where we were, where we been, and God damn it, where we at today, is going to tell that story. It's going to expose that truth. It's going to expose us, ourselves, because don't nobody got to do it for me. I tell it my damn self. Because see, today you can't touch me. You see what I'm saying? Today you don't hold the candle next to me. I'm just here to tell you. Don't nobody hold the candle next to you today. Miss Steptoe, Eb, Ray, Tina, Bridget, none of y'all. Don't nobody hold the candle to you today. But if you got it in the mud, you got every right to tell that story. Don't hide it. It made you who you are today. And at least you could say, I did that at one time. Because my point is, this hell of a mother did not. Okay? She did not. Her baby went to school dirty. With dirt in her hair. I bet you that baby had ringworms on her skin. In her scalp. If that baby had an empty belly with dirty clothes and dirty hair, that baby had ringworms. Stop playing with me. Huh? Come on, y'all. We gonna talk about it today. These tackhead wenches is getting on my damn nerves. They getting on my nerves, y'all. Eb said, it ain't where you're from, it's where you at. You 100% correct. It's not what you've been through, it's what you did with it. It ain't what you've been through, it's what you walked through, man. It ain't where you live, it's how you live. In other words, it's how you do what you do. Do you just take the hot dogs out the pack, slap them on the table and say, here, eat? Or do you take them in, you warm them up on the stove till they get nice and plump, and maybe you open up a can of pork and beans, Campbell's or otherwise, Bush, whatever, and throw some cinnamon in it or some nutmeg with a little bit of vanilla, and you chop up a little bit of onion and celery in that, and you let it whisk, and some brown sugar and just a little twinge of mustard, and you sprinkle some sugar in on that, and you let that shit marinate on them hot dogs. You put them on whatever kind of bread you want to use. Some kids don't like bread. You chop them up in that bowl, you mix them in them good beans, and you say, here, baby, here's lunch. Did your kids have hot dogs for lunch? Or did your child have lunch? Y'all understand the difference? Hello, Wendy. Good afternoon, boo. Been missing you. She said, good morning, lovely Sean in chat. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too, babe. All my babes is just settling in. Come on in, y'all. We gonna talk about it today, Wendy. We gonna talk about it. We're talking about Relisha Rudd, who the system and the parents that was supposed to love her, her mother, her aunt, her grandmother, all failed her. And now they don't know where she is since 2014. And today she could be 20 years old. And they don't know where she is, unalive or not. And so, like I was asking y'all, do y'all just plop a cold hot dog on the table in front of your kid and say, and you better eat it all? Is that what you do? Yes, Wendy. Or do you pull out your kid's favorite color bowl? Or the plastic bowls, you know, because they got bowls at Walmart, y'all, for 50 cents. Plastic, deep bowls for 50 cents. Matching cups for 50 cents, where you could really make it really cute in your cabinets, right? So when your company come over, and if you happen to, wink, wink, Eb, leave that cabinet door open, your cabinets actually look like somebody in this house give a damn about everybody in this house. So did you take one of those $50 bowls, and y'all, they got beautiful colors. They got them at Walmart and Target, beautiful colors, all pretty tangerine orange and lemon colored yellow, and you know what I mean, the pretty summertime green and the midnight blue. They got black and gray. And come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. With the matching plates and the matching cups. So did you pull out one of those pretty cups with the safe forks? Because you know, they also sell different size forks for your babies, right? So when they are starting to feed themselves and stuff like that, and they're putting a fork in their mouth that they not cutting themselves or poking themselves or about to give themselves, you know, cut out their own damn tonsils and shit, that you actually provide your children with the proper size utensils, and you properly serve your baby's lunch. Because you made the time to take the time to show them you had time to love on your babies? Or did you just plop a cold fucking hot dog in front of them and say, you better eat it all? You better not tell me, lady, you're hungry. You know, because that is one thing that's getting on my damn nerves, is these parents, so-called, acting like their kids is such a goddamn burden. You mad because it's time to feed your child? Or would you rather that they go up in their bedroom behind the door and flake the paint off the damn wall, and then in another month you're wondering why your kid banging his damn head up against the wall because he got fucking lead poisoning, huh? You wonder why your kid don't want to live with you. Why you hear from other people, you know, I heard that Relisha is feeling some type of way. You wonder why. When the last time you smiled at your motherfucking baby? When the last time you told your baby, I love you? You know that. I love you so much. When the last time you told your son how handsome he is? Because I dare say Relisha did not hear that. Wendy said, I swear time crept on me. Lord, what the hell is wrong with these damn people? Yes. And we gonna talk about it today. I got time, y'all. I got time. Oh, we gonna talk about it today. We gonna talk about the people that's playing with these kids, playing with their lives and acting like they don't matter. How do you mistreat your child and then think that your ass ain't gonna get old? And what do you expect? You're gonna expect that they're gonna take care of you? Yeah, I sit your ass in the middle of the floor and tell you to figure it out while you're sitting there playing with your thumbs and your toes. I wouldn't give a damn. Where you go is where you'll stay. You understand what I'm saying? You treat me like that, you could forget about it. You better hope your ass have the wherewithal to get your ass to a hospital where they have to keep you, because you mistreat me, you can forget about it. But you got parents acting like their kids ain't supposed to wake up in the morning and want breakfast. You got, I don't know if I said you got kids, but you got kids with parents acting like they're not supposed to wake up in the morning and want breakfast. You got parents that's actually got attitudes that it's time to get from up under a nigga, go wash your ass, okay? Brush your teeth, wash your face so that you can present that to your children that this is what their regimen is supposed to be in the morning. Put on some decent clothes, even if you're just around the house. Or maybe your kids are still in their pajamas, because if their pajamas are clean, then there's no problem, correct? And go tell them, come on, y'all. Y'all want some cereal? Or, let's be clear. Come on now. Ain't nobody trying to be Miss Susie Homemaker here. I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Even if you ain't feel like getting up out of bed. You tell the oldest to do what, huh? Somebody talk to me. What do you tell the oldest to do? Go make y'all some bowls of cereal. Go make y'all some toast. The jelly is in the refrigerator. Come on, y'all. What? Yes, mad they gotta be parents. Absolutely. But they wasn't mad that they got that nut. They weren't mad they got that nut, though. They weren't mad them whole 7, 8, 9 months they was pregnant when they was getting all that pregnancy attention. They weren't mad when they was laid up in the hospital getting all that round-the-clock attention. Okay? Now you laid up under Bobo some damn where, and now you don't want to get up and go be a parent, not knowing Bobo watching your simple ass, and he's saying to himself, this bitch just gonna lay up under me all goddamn day. She ain't gonna go out there and feed them kids. Not knowing that as soon as he get around his brothers, his fellas, his boys, he gonna dog your dumb ass. Man, all she did was slob the knob the whole damn time, man. We heard the kids out there, and she'll take it out her mouth long enough to say, y'all better sit down somewhere. When all you had to do was get up and go take care of the kids, and maybe they might have minded their damn business. Steptoe said most of these women tend to a man better than their child. And it's sad, you better believe it. You better believe it. Most of these chicks, downtime was all the time. Most of these chicks had their head between a nigga's legs more than they had it between pages of a book of their children's homework. Huh? Most of these chicks knew more niggas up and down the street than they knew the first name or last name of their kids' teachers. What? What? Are we gonna talk about it today, y'all? Yes, we are. That's why you're supposed to guard your heart. Soul ties are real, Wendy said. Miss Kim, good afternoon, baby. She said, Sean B, is you laughing at me, girl? Hey, boo. Yes. Yes, Miss Kim, I hope you got time, baby, because we talking about it today. We talking about Relisha Rudd and her sorry ass mama, her tackhead ass grandmama, and her stupid ass auntie. Yeah. And the nasty fucker that they let in the midst of Relisha. Today, Relisha could possibly be going on 20 years old. She'd be between 19 and 20. They haven't seen her since 2014. And we're going to talk about it today.
I just hope and pray every day that she comes back home safe to her family.
Help us find out missing.
We know Relisha hated living in the shelter, and we know the city worried about her well-being at home for years. Workers at Relisha's old school say she sometimes turned up in filthy clothes, dirty hair, and an empty stomach.
She had a mouth on her, but not too of a mouth.
Her mother speaks of her in the past tense.
And her smiles, her giggles, her laughter.
That was Bruce LeShan. Now, we're going to talk about the person who most folks say should have been protecting Relisha the most, her mom. Shamika Young has not agreed to do a lot of media interviews.
In fact, she showed up to her sister's house where I was doing an interview with her mom, Melissa, late Monday night. We didn't even know she was coming, and you can see in this video, it was crowded inside the small apartment with 4 children, 3 running around in diapers.
Did y'all hear that? Now listen, y'all, I'm not here to judge, but we gonna talk about it. And whoever don't want to hear it, you can see your way out the way you saw your way in. But I hope that I've got some confident sisters up in here and brothers up in here today that's gonna kick it with me about some real shit, right? But so perhaps they didn't know that Shamika was coming. That's Relisha's mama. But I dare say that the auntie that was doing this interview with the news reporter, come on, y'all, come on. You mean to tell me, lady, you couldn't get up and take your 2-ton ass in the other room and put a bra on? You couldn't grab you a scarf and gingerly wrap it around your head so that you could be some kind of presentable in front of the damn cameras? Like, where's our self-respect? Those kids should have... Natasha, hey, babe. Natasha said those kids should have been dressed and attended to. Absolutely. Wendy said, I want to see what these people look like now. I know that's right, boo. Because right here, she a stone cold tackhead. Oh, she's a tackhead. Hair standing up all over her head. Boobs hanging down to her damn belly button. Kids running around with no clothes on with diapers. All of them, all 3 of them hanging with diapers on. This is happening in D.C., Wendy. This is in D.C. I mean, tacky, man. I would have told them, listen, I need y'all to wait outside while I get myself together. I'm running a little behind. Natasha said, I'm new to this case, but I'm here to listen. That's all cool, baby. Wendy said, damn. Absolutely. I would have told the news people, y'all got to wait outside. Hold on a minute. I got babies in here, and they're kind of rambunctious right now. Let me get stuff together, and I'll be right back, okay? I would have closed that goddamn door, and I would have, well, me personally, I wouldn't have had much to do, but in case I answered the door and I was not put together, I'm getting myself together. I'm getting myself together. Period. That's it, that's all. I'm getting myself together. But no, she sat her funky ass, shout out to Shank, salute to Shank Rock, sat her funky ass right there on that damn camera and conducted this interview like it was all right. With the babies running all over the place, jumping and flipping and just listen. There was no TV on. No, y'all go sit down. Behave. Mommy's got company. Don't y'all make me come in here and tell y'all again. You understand what I'm saying? Because they would have known what the hell Mama meant when Mama said that. But nope. It seems as if, white folks around, I can't yell at my kids. I can't chastise my kids. I can't scold my kids. I can't correct my children. You kiss my, I'm gonna demand. And if I don't, you're gonna talk about me. Shank gonna get you. Well, that's his thing. He need to trademark it with your funky ass. He need to trademark that. That's a fact. Shank need to trademark that for real. Okay? Just like Miss Parker with her going on. Okay? They need to trademark them joints. Right? But no, she just let them just run around. Just run amok. While they're being recorded. You hear what the reporter said? 3 in diapers. He didn't say that, or she didn't say that for nothing. They were making a point about how dysfunctional this place is. These people, this household, where Relisha comes from is. That's what that was. Hold on, guys. My mailman. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm back. So they're simply exposing what they see. And it's disgusting.
And it was apparent. It was an emotional reunion for Shamika, her mom and sister, who had not seen each other in a while. I want to make it clear, there are many questions Shamika would not answer on camera. She knows she's under a cloud of suspicion. The U.S. attorney is investigating whether she misled police. Now, off camera, she told us she did not sell her daughter. And when it comes to why in the world she would let a man repeatedly take her daughter for days at a time, she told me she wouldn't answer any questions about Khalil Tatum.
That a bitch.
People are asking the question, who failed Relisha? Who do you think failed Relisha?
Honestly, I think it's more that the government could have did. I think the school failed her too.
Why is that?
Not her, y'all. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. She didn't do anything wrong. Oh no. It was the government. The government. The same government that was paying her rent for her to live in the homeless shelter. The same government that was giving her food stamps that I dare say her addiction ridded her of every time she got them in her hands. And the same school where she sent her children to get their daily nutrition because, like the teacher said, Relisha came to school hungry with an empty belly. Yeah, they're the ones who failed Relisha. Yeah. Not her.
Because if they would have came out with a name from the start, something could have been done from the start.
This bitch said if they would have came out with a name from the start, something could have been done from the start. Excuse me, bitch. You the one who sent her with that fucker. Hello! What do you mean? You're the one who didn't call the police. Your mother is the one who didn't call the police. Your mother, Relicia's grandmother, called you and told you, did you know that Tatum is in Atlanta with his wife, his daughter, granddaughter, and Relicia? And you said, I told him he couldn't take her. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer. Okay? Sometimes I'm even missing a couple of slices of ham of my sandwich. Right? Sometimes I get up a little late. Sometimes I go to bed kind of early. But I guarantee you it is not because I'm slow. How the hell did this man get possession of Relicia in the first place? Lady! How did he get her in the first place? I'm serious, Wendy. How did he get her in the first place for your simple ass to tell him you can't take her to Atlanta? Did you go get her? Did you go and retrieve your child? Did you go and get your child? Because you saw that this thing was trying to take your child out of state, way down south. Did you go get her? No, I dare say, because you had to be told by the grandmother who act like she didn't know shit that he had her in Atlanta. I told him he couldn't take her. Where the hell is the urgency? I'm sorry. Where's the urgency from either one of you dumbass females? Like, where is it? I don't understand. This lady, while talking to the news reporter, she didn't say, well, after my daughter said she told him that she couldn't take my granddaughter, man, I hopped right on the phone. I hung up from her and called the police in Atlanta immediately. Gave them the description of his car. I told him, I don't know exactly what hotel he's in, but she didn't say that. She said, I told him, well, bring her back by Sunday. And then you hung up and you called her mother, and her mother told you that she told him explicitly he could not take her to Atlanta. Did you then pick up the phone in Atlanta? To Atlanta at all? Oh, excuse me. No, she didn't. But you want to blame the government, though. And you want to blame the school. What was the school supposed to do? Wash your daughter's hair so that it wasn't dirty the way you sent her to school? Were they supposed to unclothe her and wash her clothes so that her clothes weren't filthy the way you sent her to school? And they were supposed to feed her until her belly was so extended from being full instead of extended from being hungry. Then you would have felt better about the school. They were supposed to do your job. Then you wouldn't blame them. So then if they were supposed to do your job, what role do you play in this? You simple bitch. That's as calmly as I could say that, y'all.
I'm sorry.
Came out with the name of a doctor, something could have been started. Instead of them approaching my significant other as.
Y'all heard that? If they would have come out with a doctor, for what? We gonna figure it out together, y'all. A doctor for what? And who is she calling her significant other? Y'all are about to find out what true deflection looks like. Ebony, come to the front of the class, baby. Ebony, come to the front of the damn room. Ebony, it's snowing outside. Ray, Ebony, and Trina. Forget both of y'all. Okay? Y'all ain't send me no sunshine and no warm breeze, okay? It is snowing outside my window right now. Forget both of you, okay?
Tell Miss Young her doctor's called and she's clear. He could have approached it another way, but he didn't.
Relicious mother Shamika Young blames everyone but herself and Khalil Tatum, the man police say abducted her little girl Relisha. Did she ever stay with Mr. Tatum at his house?
Not that I know of.
Do you blame?
Not that she know of. Not that she know of. I'm sorry, what? Why don't you tackhead, scully wearing thing, why don't you know where your daughter is? Why aren't you certain where your daughter is laying her head down every night? Why aren't you certain where your daughter is every damn minute of the day? Why not? Why not? Why don't you know? Hello, Kelly. I need a song, Kels. I need a song for Sean B. I need a song, boo. I got your number. I'm gonna call you. But I need a song, babe. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. But I see you've been busy and I haven't wanted to interrupt, what you got going on. But if you can take some time to, nothing rappy rap, I'm kind of an Anita Baker kind of chick. You know what I mean? Whitney Houston, the early days of Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of chick. Now, if you want to do rap, it would have to be something like MC Lyte. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a 90s chick. Seriously. And I'm from New York. Born and raised. So, but I would prefer something mellow and grown as hell. If you know what I mean? If you feel what I'm saying. And if you do, just hit me a 100 or a thumbs up or something in the chat, babe. Just let me know what's happening and I got you. But that's what I was wanting to talk to you about. So, again, like I was saying, y'all, why this chick don't know where her baby is laying her head? Did she ever spend the night? Not that I know so. What? Like, she really needed in that moment, if no other time, to feel like the freaking scum of the earth. Mondays and Tuesdays, so I got you. I'm off Mondays and Tuesdays, so I got you 100. Thank you, Bo. Just let me know what's up. Hit me up in my email, okay? And I got you. This woman said, not that she knows of, guys. She's saying, not guys, my babes. She's saying she don't know whether or not her 8-year-old daughter has spent the night at this man's house. Have y'all heard? Y'all tell me, because maybe I'm missing something, but hey, Charlotte Stewart. Hey, baby. How are you? Coming over to visit from the other side. Okay, now, you ain't hurt yourself walking around that corner, did you? Okay. Pull up a seat, boo. Happy to have you. Thank you for coming by. This woman said that she didn't, not that she knew of, as to whether or not her daughter ever spent the night with this man or at this man's home, house, whatever the hell you want to call it. Have y'all heard, y'all tell me, any question to these tech heads about his wife? Y'all let me know.
Blame him at all in this?
I choose not to answer those questions.
Are you angry with
They asked her, if y'all missed it, do you blame him at all? She said, I choose not to answer those questions. Those kind of questions. That's what she said. The news reporter asked her, are you angry at all with Tatum? I choose not to answer those kinds of questions. What? So, like I told y'all, this is a part of my The System Failed Her series. Because why this bitch ain't locked up? Y'all understand me? Charlotte Stewart said, yes, I'm doing fine, beautiful lady. Thank you for asking, Sean B. Yes, baby. Yes, boo. Wendy said, because she's an idiot. I know that's right. She's an idiot. She is more than that, baby. She is more than an idiot. She is a sorry excuse of a mother. This is an example of a female that should never have had children. And I'm sorry, but that's a fact. I'm not sorry. This is a fact. All of the beautiful, loving, caring, compassionate women on this earth that would love to have nothing but to give birth to a child, flesh of her flesh and blood of her blood. And they just simply can't do it. And so many of them turn into adoptive parents to love them, raise them, to become productive members of society and members of their family, where certainly their race is not ignored, it's actually celebrated. And individuality is taught within their home, and these people are raised and they're nurtured and they just flourish throughout their lives. And those are the product of people who say all lives matter. All of them. All of our lives matter. No matter what shade you are. We all matter. This chick right here is one of those that should never have had kids. Seriously.
I'm probably angry with everybody in the world, the media.
They asked her, was she angry at Tatum? She said, I'm probably angry at everybody. The world, the media. And the lady's going to ask her, well, what you mad at us for? She's not going to be able to find the words.
Everybody.
Why are you angry with the media?
They just switches my words up. They don't let me be heard. They don't let my voice be heard out there.
What do you want to say?
Honestly, I don't know what I want to say.
Okay then, shut the fuck up then with your fucking excuses. Talking about they won't let me be heard. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you be heard. What would you like to say? Honestly, I don't know what I want to say. Well, then shut up. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, you thought I wasn't... Well, shame on you. You thought I wasn't gonna call you a bluff? You thought I came here to play with you? While there's an 8-year-old missing? Oh, you thought we came to play. I don't play with your kind. You're filthy. You're disgusting. You're pathetic. I'm working here, chick. Get with it. Oh, no, 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 Tina. No, 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 boo. No, no. This is a song as my introduction. This is a song as my introduction. I do not want LL Cool J or Salt and Pepper. No, baby. No, no, no. While a song of theirs may get played during a party or two, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that as my introduction all the time. And I don't want you guys to hear it as my introduction either. No. Mm-mm. 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 No, no. No. R. Kelly is a pedophile. Aaron Hall is a pedophile. Them, neither. No. Sorry, babe. I don't mess with either one of them. Although R. Kelly tried to tell men what was real. You know what I'm saying? All Aaron Hall want everybody to know is that he got the biggest penis on earth. I don't want them as my introduction. Sorry, baby. Okay? R. Kelly is right where the hell he belongs for what he did to that 14-year-old. So R. Kelly needs somebody to piss in his face. That's what R. Kelly needs. Okay? Yeah.
Mixed thoughts in my head, so I don't know what I want to say at this time.
It's not just the media, but social media that's questioned Young about why she allegedly lied to investigators, potentially delaying the search for her daughter. She denies she lied and tried to explain to me why she hasn't been at any of her daughter's vigils.
I did want to support the walk and pray thing for my daughter, not once but twice, but I couldn't due to all the threats.
What kind of threats are you getting?
I was getting all types of threats. People saying they was gonna kill me, shoot me, and what they gonna do to me, and what they not gonna do to me.
Are you in hiding now?
No, not hiding. I don't have nothing to hide from.
What, from people who say they want to kill you?
I ain't even got to hide from them, so I walk these streets alone.
While
I know you lying and you just said that's why you never attended any of the visuals about your daughter. I know you lying. You said you were being threatened. Your life was being threatened. And that's why you didn't attend them. Just to turn around and say, no. Wailing her head around. You know what I'm saying? Like the gum smacking, ghetto twat that she is. No. I walk these streets alone. Well, then why the hell you ain't showed up for your daughter then? Just like the Harris family. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. It doesn't say, well, let me see. At the time of Relisha's disappearance, Wendy, the mother would have been between 23 and 25 years old. Yeah, because she had her first child at 14 while she was in foster care. Because see, her tackhead ass mama lost her children too to the system. Yeah. Tackheads. They totally went the easy way out of all of this. They did not take responsibility into the palms of their hands and tackle that shit and get a hold of that shit and put that shit behind them and rise above that shit and come up out of that shit and glow from it. Nope, they passed it on to somebody else. And by the time she aged out of the foster care system, she had 3 children. So by the time she was 18, she already had 3 kids. Then she met the last guy that she had kids by.
Well, Shamika couldn't remember the actual date she last saw Relisha. She remembered.
Did y'all hear that? This thing that wants us to call her a mother couldn't even remember the date the last time she saw her daughter. Now, this right here tells any of you that is wonder why the hell Sean B is so goddamn mad. This is why. This is why I'm so goddamn mad. This chick don't even remember the date of the last time she saw her daughter.
Numbers where it was.
Over here at my sister's house, I did her hair. I bought her some shoes, some Jordan flights, some 2013 Jordan flights.
And she revealed to me for the first time that her daughter often spent time away from the shelter with other family members, where she said Tatum would pick up Relisha.
She didn't go missing from the shelter. It is a rule in the shelter that kids are not allowed to enter nor exit the facility without their parents. And I feel as though I should put that out.
Do you think Relisha's alive?
Yeah,
Why do you think that?
I always have strong.
Why did the family let Relisha go with that man? Y'all, I'm telling y'all, the list is very long of who the hell should be sitting in jail right now. Or maybe some should be getting out right about now, because it's been 10 years, 12 years. Maybe some should have been out just for a short period of time at this point. But the mama, the grandmama, the auntie, Tatum, his wife, because I am not, as your wife, going to stand by and watch you keep bringing this little girl in my house without me speaking to the mama. Yes, still we haven't heard anything about the mother, the wife. Nothing.
Hopes, you can't never let your hopes down. And God don't play with babies and food.
If she is alive, where do you think she could be?
I don't know.
And I want to add as well that she told me, as well as her mom and sister, that police told them they should get a lawyer very soon.
Well, as we mentioned to you earlier tonight, sadly, the Relisha Rudd story is far from unique. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says tens of thousands of kids have been taken by non-family members. Here are a few more.
That is the most disgusting.
Welcome to Threads of Truth, the pod.
Mother, one of the most disgusting mothers that I have done a story on. One of the most disgusting. She knew absolutely nothing. She knew nothing. I'm even surprised to how the grandmother was even able to contact the mother. I really am. Y'all gotta talk to me. Y'all gotta talk to me.
And perhaps most tragically, the fact that the prime suspect, a man named Khalil Tatum, died by suicide before he could ever be thoroughly questioned. His death created this massive, painful void, leaving behind a profound lack of answers that, persists to this very day. It makes true closure just incredibly elusive for everyone invested in her story.
Right. That void of answers is precisely what we aim to shed some light on here. In this exploration, we're not just recounting facts. We're going to meticulously walk through the documented timeline, really examining the pivotal moments that shaped this place into the unseen realities and vulnerability of Young and her three younger brothers. They were living at what was known as the DC General Family Shelter. Now, this wasn't just any temporary lodging. It was a sprawling, city-run facility. It used to be a hospital, actually. controversially converted into a shelter. It was designed to be a temporary haven for families experiencing homelessness, often housing hundreds of people, sometimes over 200 families at once, in what critics often described as kind of barracks-style environment. You can just imagine the constant hum of activity, the crowds, the transient nature of its population.
Wendy, your guess is as good as mine why these people are not in jail. Eb said, I never realized how often the system fails these kids. Man, listen. Whew. Girl. The reason why this is on my list, y'all, is because the mother, Shamika, calls to CPS were made continuously. Not once, not twice. Continuously. And they continuously dropped the cases, closed the cases as unfounded. How? Now, it's to my understanding that living in a shelter is not seen as a CPS issue. Okay, I get that. People fall on hard times and they just need to go somewhere with their children so that they can be safe while they get their affairs in order. I get it. Sometimes people go to the shelter to work the system because when you're in a shelter, you get put on these rental assistant programs even faster. But then even these places are supposed to have policies and procedures, things that are simply prohibited from being done. And in my book, a man with multiple felonies has no business working in a homeless shelter with women and children. Period. Point blank. He has no business doing that. Now, some will say, well, Sean B., when else is the janitor supposed to get in there? Well, if the place had been structured properly, a janitor could have gone in there, made the repairs, and been gone before anyone even recognized he was there. Like maybe during the day when the parents are supposed to be out diligently looking for employment, and while the children are at school and the babies are in the daycare. Therefore, there is no one wandering around aimlessly for creatures like Tatum to get a hold of them. Oh, Wendy, they knew. They knew that he was a felon. They knew. That's why he only worked as a janitor. Oh, yeah, y'all. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He only worked as a janitor. But as more convoluted this story becomes, we find out that when Relisha starts being absent from school, teachers start to make calls and get involved, and the absences are piling up and they're increasing. And sooner or later, somebody calls the school and portrays that Tatum is a doctor. And the school believed it. But said, well, we're going to need some documentation for our records. Okay? And we hope that Relisha gets all the help that she needs and that she returns soon. Because y'all have to remember, they did recognize that there was some kind of issues going on because she just was not coming to school right. So when someone called the school and said she's with Dr. Tatum, They believed it.
And in the midst of it all, this bright young girl trying to navigate her world.
Yeah, and from all accounts, Relisha was described as a bright, happy, and remarkably resilient child, especially, considering the incredibly challenging and unstable circumstances she and her family faced daily. Just think about what it means for an 8-year-old to call a homeless shelter home. It inherently places a child in an extremely vulnerable position, doesn't it? Making them entirely reliant on the systems and the people within those systems for their basic safety and well-being. DC General, as a city-run homeless shelter, was fundamentally intended to be a place of protection, a secure environment where vulnerable populations, particularly children, could reside while their families worked to regain stability. The contrast between this intention and what tragically unfolded is, well, it's stark.
And yet, as the narrative of Relisha's disappearance tragically illustrates, the very institution designed to protect her became a central, horrifying part of whose vanishing. This case, the inexplicable disappearance of Relisha Rudd, it ignited this intense public outcry, and eventually led to absolutely scathing criticism of the city's overall handling of homelessness, of its child welfare systems, and crucially, of the pervasive lack of institutional oversight at facilities like DC General.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We hear ya.
With such a documented problematic criminal history, especially one involving dishonesty and a past violent charge, how was he hired to work in a facility housing vulnerable children?
Here you go,
A place that
Wendy.
was meant to be their sanctuary. It's just a glaring red flag in hindsight, something that should have been caught, absolutely prevented by any competent vetting process.
It's astonishing. Infuriating when you look back, isn't it? Emily's at the shelter only deepened the deception and highlighted the dangerous gaps in oversight. Caden was known to have, inappropriately fraternized with children and their families.
Y'all heard that? Inappropriately fraternizing with children and their families. It's just utterly wrong. Let me read this disclaimer once again, guys. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1978. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use permitted by copyright statute that educational or personal use tips the balance in favor for fair use. That is the copyright disclaimer.
Cultivating relationships that went far beyond his job description. He'd often give them small gifts, candy, snacks, even toys, gradually cultivating this false sense of trust, presenting himself as this benevolent, caring figure. It was this insidious pattern of manipulation that led Relisha's mother, Shamika Young, to unfortunately allow her daughter to be with Tatum. She genuinely believed he was taking Relisha to see a doctor, an act of trust, just tragically and profoundly misplaced.
So, what did she say about who she blamed? Even after finding out that your neglectful ass was trusting a man that you knew nothing about to supposedly take your child to the doctor, as if that makes a damn difference. Once you found out that that is indeed what he was not doing with your daughter, you still don't blame him? Simple-minded as hell, Wendy. Absolutely. I just need you to use a 3 for that E when you make that comment, okay, love? That's what I need you to do. Okay, just use a 3 instead of the E. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just plain stupid. But then you think that you're so intelligent that you're gonna deflect from the questions that hey CW, you think that you're gonna deflect from the questions that the reporter is asking you when they say, who do you blame and are you angry with? You don't want to answer and you angry at everybody but the fucker who did it. Girl, you go straight to hell. You understand me? Like, seriously.
This misplaced trust, coupled with the glaring systemic failures we'll get into, then led us into the chilling minute-by-minute timeline of Relicia's last known movements. Let's walk through this factual timeline step by step because every date, every detail, every overlooked moment is just crucial to understanding this tragedy. The first key piece of documented evidence placing Tatum and Relicia together comes from February 26, 2014. Surveillance footage from a Holiday Inn Express in Northeast DC captures them walking down a hallway. This footage,
that is Tatum, the grown-ass man, and Relicia, an 8-year-old, walking down the hallway of a Holiday Inn Suites, carrying bags like fast food and such, holding hands.
maybe not immediately alarming at the time, became the earliest recorded interaction in this specific timeline that has been central to the investigation since. It unequivocally shows them together, outside the shelter, just days before her confirmed disappearance. The interactions appear casual, seemingly uneventful, but it definitely sets the stage for the dark events to come.
And then we arrive at March 1st, 2014. This date is tragically considered the last confirmed sighting of Relicia Rudd.
Absolutely.
More surveillance
CW.
footage, this time from a Days Inn on New York Avenue in DC, captures Relicia walking with Tatum into a room. The images from this day are profoundly haunting for investigators and her family alike, It's the last time Relicia is definitively seen alive. She appears to walk willingly, maybe still under the impression she was going to a doctor or on some kind of outing, utterly unaware of the danger she was in.
And the specific visual details from that footage have heartbreakingly become iconic in the search for her, burned into the public consciousness. Relicia was wearing a distinctive purple jacket and bright pink boots, details that have been emblazoned on missing person posters for a decade now, a poignant and heartbreaking reminder of the little girl who simply vanished. But what happened immediately after that March 1st sighting is equally, if not more, alarming. It reveals an institutional oversight that almost defies belief.
Defies belief, y'all. Defies belief. It's disgusting how places, this man worked at an establishment that was supposed to protect and cover these babies. You had to have kids in order to be in this shelter. And so it makes you wonder, like, damn, is this shit on purpose? Because how do y'all see this and let this shit happen? The man wasn't lying for nothing. He was lying because he knew that someone was watching. He knew that someone was keeping an account or keeping a record of what the hell they saw, what they, knew what was going on. He knew that the people that was making calls about Relicia's increasing absences was being recorded. And so for the parents that get aggravated, when y'all get that phone call because your baby ain't at school, y'all can go straight to hell too, because it's because of situations like this for the reason why you're getting that call. Because see, these schools are being held accountable for their lackluster involvement in keeping their finger on the child's whereabouts as well. Just acting like our kids are just just peons can just be thrown away and replaced. I know our parents said, I'll unlie you and make one that looked just like you. Well, they didn't mean it that way. That was just for us to feel like, well, damn, daddy, damn, mama, you gonna make one look just like me? It was a damn good threat, but they didn't mean it that way. We're not just throwaways. Our babies matter. Yes, Wendy, this is just failure everywhere. Absolutely. And it's so sad. This man was seen at a hardware store buying necessities to bury something. Shovels and construction bags. Come on.
A janitor. It was at this critical juncture, nearly 3 weeks after her last confirmed sighting, that Relisha was officially reported missing, and an Amber Alert was finally issued.
3 weeks. That's how much they cared about Relisha. So when I tell y'all, when I'm calling these bitches a bunch of fucking nappy head, tack head bitches, that's what I mean. Why does it take the three of you stooges to put your nappy heads together and figure out it's time to report this baby missing? 3 weeks? All three of y'all domes put together couldn't come up with the common sense that the earlier, the sooner, the better? Could neither one of you just be concerned long enough to care about this baby and where she was at? What might have been happening to her? Because even though you talked to him on the phone, did you ever talk to your daughter on the phone? Did you ever hear your daughter's voice? Hi, mommy. We're jumping on the bed. You know, that childish kind of stuff. You know, sometimes, you know, up until I started doing these stories, and I'm going to keep it a bean with y'all, it used to irritate the hell out of me that my daughter would stay on the phone with her sons while they're at their father's house. Like, girl, leave them kids alone. They with their daddy. I'm not mad anymore. She like, no, I gotta call and check on them. I'm not mad anymore. I'm not mad no more. Let them irritate you, shit. Let them get on. Because see, what was aggravating me was that they were aggravating her. You know what I'm saying? Kids calling her for nothing. Mom, what you doing? But they want to go over to their father's house. You understand what I'm saying? And I used to be like, girl, quit letting them bother you. No, let them bother you. Hear their voices over the phone. Listen to what, you know, the little nonsense stuff that they think gets on their nerves. Listen to all that. Hear all that. Discern through it all. I'd rather you be bothered by it, take the time out for it, figure out it ain't nothing but some childish bullshit, and then hang up the phone, than to not have heard your kid's voice before the last time you saw them ever again. Tina said, what's so sad about it is the baby don't even see this coming. Absolutely. She don't even see it. She don't even see it. What Relisha saw was a man smiling at her, probably telling her she's very pretty, paying her attention, buying her things, taking her places, which is more than I can say her mother did for her. And so, to a child that has been neglected in such a way, yeah, Relisha thought, oh man, I must be special. Because I'm the only one. I'm special. She didn't even know.
This entire chain of events just laid bare the gaping systemic gaps and the tragically slow, fragmented response of both the shelter staff and the authorities in realizing and acting upon her disappearance. It was a tragic testament to a child falling through every single crack.
And the very next day, March 20, 2014, the situation took an even darker and more sinister turn, dramatically escalating the severity and implications of the case. Khalil Tatum's wife, Andrea Tatum, was found dead from a gunshot wound to the head in a motel room in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Okay, now
This
y'all.
immediately transformed the search for a missing child into something far more sinister.
Y'all hear that? That's why I said his wife must have seen or know something. She must have. I just don't think he did that for nothing. How can these people sleep at night? If I were them, I know I couldn't sleep. No, exactly, Tina. I couldn't either. At all. The Naziah Harris story, her Grady monster went to sleep that night knowing that, let her tell it, Naziah was missing. All of us who've been studying the story for 2 years, we don't think she was missing at all, and we think that her grandmother knew exactly where she was. Some of us believe that her grandmother was the director of all the movement of Naziah. And so, like this, I believe his wife saw something and probably knew even more. And she had to go.
Tatum was now not just a person of interest in Relisha's disappearance, but explicitly a suspect in a homicide. The urgency just intensified exponentially.
Oh, absolutely. The manhunt for Khalil Tatum became this full-scale, citywide pursuit, intensifying across Washington, D.C. and into surrounding Maryland suburbs. After more than a week of intense searching, on March 31st, 2014, Tatum's body was discovered. Found in a shed within Kenilworth Park. Now, this is a large, sprawling park. Dense.
Y'all heard that? Now, just a little bit of backup. Before they found him, they saw him on video footage at a hardware store buying a shovel and construction bags, heavy-duty construction bags. And he was then seen, his car was then seen going into Kenilworth Park. So what a lot of people are speculating, assuming, or coming to the conclusion is he did something with Relisha and then did something to himself. But what he did to Relisha, he used the shovel to hide her. Y'all have to remember that this is YouTube and I have to speak stupidly as not to get in trouble. And then he did something to himself. And so, with that being said, we'll never know where she is. Her mother is not putting up a fuss about it. Her grandmother, her aunt, neither one of them tackhead hoes is putting up a fuss about Relisha. Now, she was on the Steve Wilkos show. Y'all tell me whether or not y'all would like to see that. Because she was the mother. Was questioned by Steve Wilkos because the mother was trying to accuse her then boyfriend of having did something to Relisha. Yeah. That's the mother.
Antonio, you came here, you took a lie detector test.
Steve, can I say something for you?
Sure.
I heard you back there. You
I don't care
said
what you heard.
you said I'm here because of you. I called this show.
You are here because of me, because
Listen,
they already told me that I have to authorize it because it's my daughter. Now listen to that.
Listen. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Can you go on with them
Listen.
results? Because I came here for you to prove to me.
No, I'm not proving
about
that
that.
to you.
You is. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
You came here, took a lie detector test. And we
I'm
asked you,
here.
did you participate in any way in the disappearance of Relisha? You answered no. Have you ever had any sexual physical contact with Relisha? You answered no. Did you ever strike any of your children, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. The results came back the same to each and every question, and they came back that Antonio told the truth.
You're gonna be in jail.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna be in jail.
I'm getting two back. You just getting two.
Melissa, you took a lie detector test, and we asked you, did you participate in any way in the disappearance of your granddaughter? You answered no. Did you give your granddaughter to Khalil Tatum around the time of her disappearance? You answered no, and the results came back that you, Melissa, told the truth.
Do y'all remember earlier this sad, pathetic bitch said that Tatum picked up Relisha from her mother's house or from her sister's house, but they lived together, so it's the same thing. Do y'all remember that lie? Well, y'all see what Steve just said. Steve just said that Relisha's mother lied when she said that because people were blaming the grandmother for the fact that he picked up Relisha, that she gave Relisha to him. Y'all hear the bitch talking about, are we done here? Hold on, ho. Didn't you just walk your funky ass out on that stage talking about, let's get to these results? Let's get to these results. Huh? With your little Temu wig hanging down your damn face, but your teeth still like you could screw in a bolt or two or three at the same damn time? Come on now. Come on. Now all of a sudden you want to know, are we done here? No, we ain't done, bitch. Steve is just getting started.
I ain't gotta take no test.
This is about her daughter. And this bitch is talking about, I ain't gotta take no test. No, because your ass should be locked up. Because you should be locked the fuck up. You raggedy bitch. That's where the fuck you should be. Locked the fuck up. You shouldn't have to take a test for nothing. Equivalency or anything of that nature either. Because clearly you're a dumb hoe. Clearly.
She's right. She doesn't have to take a test.
I know my kids back.
I
know, but I ain't do nothing.
You know what? She's right. Please stop. You don't have to take a test, but you're not eliminating yourself as a suspect in the disappearance
Let
of
me
your
tell
daughter.
you something. I talk to the police day to day, and they don't never discuss me. They discuss other people.
I was the police, and I investigated murders, crimes against children, and I'll tell you right now, you would be number one on my list of people I'd be looking at.
Talk to her, Steve. Tell her, Steve.
Eliminated. You can't down them. You can't down them. You can't down them. You cannot down them. I was number one first. You can't down them. You can't down
But you ain't cleared either, and you still got a good chance of going to jail.
You want in jail, and I'm getting our boys back.
Someday, hopefully that little girl is found.
Oh, she will
And
be.
when she's found, then hopefully you'll go away.
I know that's right.
I believe you had something to do with her disappearance.
Okay,
In fact,
that's
you
what
don't
you
believe
believe.
the janitor didn't have anything to do.
Everybody got their own
Everybody wants to
options,
stick
and there's
up
other people
in
out here
and it
that
makes
said
me
she ain't got nothing to
think
do
you
with
had
it,
an
too.
inappropriate relationship with that man.
I did.
And you're lucky.
I'm lucky
You're
what?
saying you don't believe that he killed himself?
I don't. You can't shoot yourself two
That's
times
right.
in the head.
Maybe somebody else did it for him, huh?
Okay, so who did it? I ain't no murderer.
You ain't no murderer, huh?
Nope, my prince ain't on nothing.
You ain't no murderer, you say. And you know what? You're no good mother either. Get the...
Steve said you ain't no good mother either. Get the fuck off my stage. That's what Steve said. Steve said, get the fuck off my stage. Huh, y'all? That's what Steve said, y'all. You ain't a good mother either. The fuck off my stage. Yeah. Here's an update, y'all. It's supposed to be anyway.
They told me that my daughter was missing. Khalil was a janitor who worked at the shelter.
Let's hear her
Khalil
lies.
was a suspect after they found his wife deceased in a hotel. An anonymous tip, it led the police to the park. They found Khalil's body. The authorities are saying that he died from apparent suicide. They are saying that Khalil plays a role in this by kidnapping my daughter. When I saw the footage of Khalil and my daughter walking down a hotel hallway, that made my mouth drop.
I was informed that
Should have made your
my
ass
stepmother
drop
was missing
to the floor
on the 19th.
in
That's
tears.
the day I found
Raggedy
out. That's when the world
bitch.
found out.
Antonio, you know I didn't have anything to do with my daughter's disappearance. Why would you come out your mouth like that?
You don't act like a mother is grieving. They got an 8-year-old child was missing. I never seen you cry.
You seen me cry.
I never
You seen me cry.
you
Cry.
What do you believe
She's
happened
such
to your
a
daughter?
I
liar.
called a family member up. She didn't make it to the destination where she was supposed to go at. She was supposed to be going to the emergency room.
Who was taking her there?
My mother.
How did you not know that she had been missing for 18 days?
Mm.
I didn't have any contact.
Why not?
I didn't have a phone.
This janitor that you see in the
Wait a minute, bitch. Didn't you just walk out there on that stage? So you mean to tell me you couldn't get to your mama house where your daughter is? Now, where the other kids is at, nobody talks about them. But you couldn't stay in contact if you had to Chevrolet it to your motherfucking mama's house every day? You couldn't shove one foot and lay the other one until you made it walking to your mother's house? Bet you made it to the crack house. Bet you made it to the liquor store. Bet you made it to go lay up and make some more babies. You tackhead, sorry bitch. But you couldn't stay abreast of where the hell your kids was at? Your daughter mainly? Your firstborn? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, she is a skank if I ever saw one, man.
What was your relationship with him? Khalil,
I didn't have a relationship with him. He had a relationship with a family member of mine.
do you believe that you're...
She's a liar. She's a liar. Like I tell y'all all the time, I am not the gatekeeper of the stories that I cover. Y'all are free to go and watch this. I hope that you do. If you want to help me and the rest of us stand in the gap and be the voice for the voiceless, this child has never been found. I sent you an email. I got some samples for you to listen to. Thank you, Kels, baby. Thank you so much. If y'all really, really want to help us just be accounted for while we're doing these stories, sign the petitions that are out there. And as soon as I am able and can learn how to put the links in my lives, I will, for you guys to sign the petitions. But until then, please feel free to go over to Shank Rock. He has petitions on his community wall, as well as Miss Parker, and it's MZ Parker, MZ Parker, not Miss MS, it's MZ. Go over to their channels where they have the links for you guys to sign the petitions. Right now, I know that there is an active petition for Naziah Harris, for those others to be investigated, charged, and arrested, right? Or arrested and charged, whatever, order it goes in. If you guys really want to get involved, we need you guys. We need the help. We need the eyes. We need the ears. We need the signatures to get it done. Relisha has never been found. I just looked her up. She looks like something is definitely wrong with her. Yeah, she full of crack, Wendy. She full of dope. That's what's wrong with her. What's that name? Santoria. Good afternoon, love. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Now my phone gonna act stupid. Okay, there we go. So yeah, go over to Shank Rock or Ms. Parker, and they have petitions on their community walls, you guys. Please sign the petitions. This case right here is really no movement since it was with Steve Wilkos, and we're gonna finish listening to what happened on his stage. But this bitch is lying. She was the one in at least day-to-day communication with Tatum. All truth be told, Tatum had the relationship with her daughter. That's the sick part about this. Two things are true what this bitch is saying. She didn't have a per se relationship with him. But like you guys are in my live right now, I have a relationship with y'all. Y'all have a relationship with me. You see what I'm saying? So when she says she didn't have a relationship with him, that's because she knows that people are accusing her of being one of them sorry bitches messing with a married man. So she's trying to deflect what she knows is being implied. But I dare say she had enough of a relationship with this man, with this monster, to entrust him with the address or the whereabouts of where her mama and sister lived. Her mama had his phone number. She would let him take Relisha to and from. She would allow him to tell lies to the school about why Relisha was absent. Why? How was the school able to call him where he was able to tell lies? Was he supplying her addiction? I wonder, as a trade-off. Hey, it's possible, Wendy. It's possible. There's a story distinctly about that with another woman who gave her daughter to the dope man. And the unthinkable happened. Yes. Yes, it's possible.
Daughter had something to do with your granddaughter's
Of course.
disappearance. You do.
I believe.
Your daughter's adamant that you gave
I know.
your
I know.
granddaughter
Tell her to take
to.
a lie detector test. I took it. That's why I'm here.
You came here and took a lie detector test and
That's
we
why
asked
I'm
you.
here.
Y'all hear her, right? The mother said, the grandmother of Relisha said, tell her to take a lie detector test. In other words, the grandmother is telling Steve to have the mother take a lie detector test. What did she say right after the other two results were read? The audience was saying, your turn. She said, what? I ain't got to take a test. I ain't got to take a test. You raggedy bitch.
Did you participate in any way in the disappearance of Relisha? You answered no. Have you ever had any sexual physical contact with Relisha? You answered no. Did you ever strike any of your children, leaving marks or bruises? You answered no. The results came back the same to each and every question, and they came back that Antonio told the truth. Melissa, you took a lie detector test.
That's
We
the
asked you,
grandmother.
did you participate in any way in the disappearance of your granddaughter? You answered no. Did you give your granddaughter to Khalil Tatum around the time of her disappearance? You answered no, and the results came back that you, Melissa, told the truth. You don't have to take a test, but you're not eliminating yourself as a suspect in the disappearance
Let
of
me
your
tell
daughter.
you something.
You, I believe, had something to do with her disappearance. After the show aired, thousands of people took to social media condemning Shamika for not taking a lie detector test. It's been 3 years since her appearance on my show, and now she is joining us virtually. When you watch the clips of being on the show, what do you feel about it?
I don't feel no type of way about it because I'm a strong individual.
What's your reaction to the people that wrote the comments about you?
I don't have to let the whole world know what I am doing for my daughter. If they want to know if I'm currently active on my daughter's case, yes, I am. I talked to the new detective that's on there, but I don't have to let the world know that.
We asked you to take a lie detector test.
Y'all saw that?
You refused 3 years ago to take it. If you were here now when we offered it to you, would you take it?
No, I wouldn't take it because why would I put my trust into something, into a machine, Steve? That machine is not going to help me find my daughter.
Now all of a sudden, she don't trust the machine, but she was okay with the machine when it was somebody else who was being questioned. Wendy said, I saw a similar movie about a group of friends that owed a dealer. They traded one of their friends to pay off their debt. I forgot the name of the movie. She was a teenager. Ebony said arrest her ass. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take a lie detector test to clear your name out for what?
There is a doubt about you and what you know. And I think that if you did take a lie detector test, at least that part would be eliminated if you passed a lie detector test.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Is there any new leads in your daughter's case?
There's been a couple of leads that turned out to be bogus leads.
Do you believe Antonio was
So
involved
the answer
with
to
the
that
disappearance
dumbass
of your
is
daughter?
no.
Yes, I do.
And why do you say that?
It's the way he come off at me. Like, instead of you worrying about the things you need to be worried about, you too busy worried about me, what I'm doing.
Have you had any communication with Antonio since you were on the show?
I have not had any communications with him at all.
Y'all heard that lie, right? Did y'all just hear what she just said? She said she still don't trust Antonio, who was proven by Steve Wilkos' lie detector that he was telling the truth, that he had nothing to do with Relisha's disappearance and no inappropriate behavior with that baby. He was proven to be telling the truth. She insisted on him taking the test. Now all of a sudden, take the test for what when she don't have no faith in the machine? Then she says she still don't believe him and still don't trust him because he's too worried about what she doing and where she at and how she feeling and all that. But then turns around and says she's had no communication with him at all. Well then, how the hell, lady? You can't have it both ways, stupid ass. How do you know what the hell he's doing if you've had zero contact with him at all, is what she said. That makes no sense. But that's how liars talk.
Your ex, Antonio, is here, VCC. Let's bring him out.
I don't get it with you. Because
You don't have
so mad at
anything to
me.
say to me.
You're so mad at me because I keep Relisha's name out there. I keep her relevant.
Who are you to tell anybody to stop talking about my daughter, Antonio?
At the end of the day, I'm going to always be there for Relisha. I was one of...
See how she's deflecting and she's not even making any sense because she's a liar. He said, you're mad because I keep Relisha's name out there. She turned around and said, who are you to tell anybody to stop talking about Relisha? She don't even make sense. Like she's so busy lying, she don't even make sense.
Turn to her than you was. You have not been talking to the detectives. I know. Because I've been in contact with them.
You don't know.
And
You
trust
don't
me,
know.
believe me, they own
You
that
don't
you got
know.
new leads and they are coming closer to your ass.
I know that.
Why is it so important to you that you don't want me out here keeping a religious story out here? Because at the end of the day, you're not doing it.
You still are actively looking for Relisha?
All day, every day, Steve. I'm never going to stop despite what she say.
You never was a father. I'm sorry to say that, but I hate your ass with my stinking ass gut.
Do you believe...
Well, I'm glad you're
that
honest
Relisha
about
is still
something,
alive?
bitch. Your
That
ass
makes
definitely
sense.
stinks.
You took a lie detector test. Shamika's mother took a lie detector test. I asked Shamika if she would take another lie detector test. She still refuses to.
I don't understand why she won't take it. Me personally, I think she's scared to take it because it's going to prove that she know more than what she's saying.
Exactly.
And because of this incident with Relisha, you have 2 children with Shamika, right? And they were taken away. What's the status with those 2 children now?
Unfortunately, they still in foster care, but, you know, just take it one day at a time. I think that's not punishment for just not being the protector that Relisha thought I was for her. So that's like
Because
my
he was in
biggest
prison,
regret.
y'all.
It's
He was
not,
in prison. He was locked
you know,
up.
protecting her. My theory is Shamika handed over Relisha in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that she got herself into a situation that she didn't know how to get out of. And result, Relisha paid the price for it.
I think the big red flag in this story is that there was an 18-day period where Shamika had no idea where her daughter was, made no effort to have any contact with her daughter.
I believe because she was hiding something.
Now,
Absolutely.
Shamika has left our conference call. Why do you think?
The baby's name is Shania Davis. The mother gave that baby away to the dope. Yes. Yes, Tina, you are absolutely correct. Let me write that down because I'll be covering that one sooner than later. Shania. I like that name. I always have. And look at the last name, Davis. Do y'all remember the story? Anaya Davis? Man, I tell you, God is amazing.
I think she's upset that you're looking for her daughter still.
Because I don't believe her.
Have you heard of any major developments in the case?
But that just told that they got no leads and they was getting close to bringing Shamika in for question.
I do think there's some very suspicious behavior on Shamika's part again. And then the guy who ends up killing himself.
When I found out the day that Relisha was missing, you know, Khalil, he was still at the shelter. Long story short, I said, Khalil, they saying you got Relisha, the police is looking for you, you need to go up there and talk to him. He turned around and said, Mr. Antonio, I'm not trying to keep your daughter, I'm gonna bring her back. Those are the last words Khalil told me.
Do you believe that?
Right there, Tatum admitted to him, to Antonio. Tatum admitted to Antonio that he had Relisha. If he said that to Antonio, That stinking ass mama knew it. She knew that this man had her daughter. Whether she had a goddamn phone or not. You could walk into any store, any establishment, any business and say, I need to make a 911 call. Can I please use your phone? She has literally no excuses, y'all. None.
That there was some relationship between Khalil and Shamika?
Yeah, I do. I always did.
This would be just god awful. Could Shamika have took money from Khalil for Relisha?
I'm not gonna say for Relisha because the sex trafficking was ruled out in her case, but I believe Shamika has received money and other accolades from Khalil. Yes.
If Relisha somehow watched this show, what would you say to her?
Relisha, Daddy love you. I'm gonna keep fighting for you. I'm looking. I never gave up. And when we find you, you will be forever safe. You will never leave my side again. Promise you.
It's very rare that somebody disappears off the face of the earth.
She always told the kids that she had given them away. So it's just like, now is the fact that this actually happened. Like, you know what you did with Relisha. It was on Instagram. It was a fake page. It was Shamika. Basically telling me that I shouldn't be out here advocating for Relisha. Relisha is okay. Just know when she come home, she will be away from you. I'm asking her, so you know where Relisha is. She say, don't worry about it, mind your business. She's not your daughter. She not will be your daughter.
I hope one way or the other that justice is given for Relisha, that either she's found or we find out what happened to her, and if somebody did something bad to her, that they're brought to justice. I think the worst thing that could ever happen to a parent as a child is turning up missing. So
without a trace, it's like
I cannot, y'all. This is why, y'all, we have got to stop minding our business. This is why we have got to get back to being nosy. This is why. This is why. Because of babies like this. They need us. They are our concern. They cannot protect themselves because they have piss poor parents like these. Sometimes it's both parents. Sometimes it's the father with the stepmother, or it's the mother alone, or it's the mother with the boyfriend or the stepfather. But it's always fresh out of their own home where they should be safe and protected and loved. We got to stop minding our own business, y'all. We have to. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for joining me this afternoon. Oh, and I want to say something before I end this live. It was brought to my attention last night. Now, I don't know when this happened, and I didn't see it for myself. But it was brought to my attention last night that a certain content creator made claims that Nia Johnson, that Sean B, Miss Sean B, is Nia Johnson. Let me tell you something, dumbass. Miss Sean B is Miss Sean B. I don't discuss those cases for purposes just like this. It's messy. Y'all have disgusted and vomited all over that case. Nothing that y'all are doing on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, I don't give a damn, is gonna make a difference in that damn courtroom. in a courtroom, in a court of law, it is not about what you think. It's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. Therefore, come forward with the evidence. All that nonsense and mudslinging and lies and deflection and all those distractions that y'all think y'all are causing this case, y'all are pathetic. But to put Sean B. name in that mess, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't jump up on y'all panels to discuss that shit. I am sometimes quite entertained by it. Sometimes. It's like watching the baddies beat the hell out of each other. Sometimes that shit is funny. But I just want y'all to know, don't put my name in that shit. I spoke on what I spoke on when I spoke on it on Gigi Medici's page because I was asked to give my opinion. That small piece was screenshot and shared on someone else's, another content creator shared what I said. That is the one and only time that Sean B. commented on an open forum about that case. I don't cover it on my channel, and I never will. Because I don't indulge in that bullshit. Period. See, that's the way you conduct your channel when you're not in it for the clicks and the views. You don't get involved in the bullshit. So leave my name out of your mouth on your channel, just like I've left your name out of my mouth. I am above that nonsense, and it's enough of y'all can play with it. I don't play with nonsense. You can think what you like, and behind the scenes, you can say whatever the hell you want to, but I don't put your names on my channel unless I'm saluting you. Don't equate my name with none of that. Miss Sean B is indeed not Nina Johnson. I don't know that female. I've never spoken with that female. I have nothing to do with that female. I have one channel, and that's it. That's all. That's all I want. That's all the fuck I need. Y'all have enough nonsense to put your mud on and sling at each other. You don't need to mention Sean B to achieve that. Y'all do a damn good job of that without mentioning me. And so I am asking respectfully this time, don't mention my name. I cover cases that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with y'all. And all I'm asking is that respectfully you do the same. To my babes, I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for supporting me every day when I go live and beyond that. And I love you after that. Y'all have a good day and be safe.